Hello there, thank you for watching my video again. I'm just doing another short little bit just covering four books of text here. Well, one is poetry up there. So I know I've already mentioned Middlemarch, but I just thought I'd make you laugh because I bought another copy because it said, it was on the sort of the normal online site that does free postage. It said very good condition, but if you look at that is not very good condition. I might put it at good condition because the pages inside seem okay, but I wouldn't call that very good condition. I was disappointed. I had to give the cover a bit of a polish. So that was well, WOB. I get a lot of my books from WOB. I won't sort of mention their name, but no, that's not very good. I'll call it good, but it's well read and well used. I didn't really like it so much. I do buy secondhand. I don't have a problem with secondhand books kind of thing. But anyway, just to reiterate, I do want to revisit Middlemarch, but just to remind it, you look at the back. It's really kind of grubby. I'm not happy with that at all. It feels a bit manky. Mind you, my own copy isn't much better. Anyway, it says, George Eliot paints a luminous and spacious landscape of life in a provincial town, interweaving her themes with a proliferation of characters. And it says, sort of, without going into too much, I could read all the rest. Dorothea, an innocent idealist hemmed in by social life. Dr. Lydgate, the lung doctor, defeated by self and circumstance. Rosamond, who possesses the naive but deadly egoism of the spoilt child. Casaubon. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I always call it, when I read it, I just kept saying to myself, Casaubon, who lives too much with the dead, and Bulstrode, who chokes his conscience with doctrinal justification. But I just love this bit at the end when it says, George Eliot achieved what Dr. Leavy's called a Tolstoyan depth and reality. And I love that because I have done, I don't know what to say, done War and Peace this January and New Year's Eve, but I didn't read it, so forgive me. I'm not trying to say I'm reading means not reading, but I wasn't in the mood or able to read, but I did War and Peace on a very good audio version online for free, and it was amazing. And then I watched the sort of the Moscow 1967-8 film adaptation, which was out of this world. Anyway, we're doing Middlemarch, but I know I have to revisit this, and that is why when I read Middlemarch, I wanted to discuss it. I was desperate to discuss it with anyone that had read it, and I couldn't find anyone to discuss it with. So I've got to revisit Middlemarch to see why I felt that way so much. Just going over here, Anthony Trollope, The Small House at Allington. I read that. That's the only one I've read of Anthony Trollope. But in fact, I didn't get on so well with it because I'd just gone sort of from Jane Austen to Trollope didn't quite do it for me, in the respect that I just wanted that depth of tapestry that Jane Austen provides, if that makes any sense. And I felt Trollope was a little bit frivolous, but forgive me, I need to revisit and redo because a lovely friend of mine, she's now deceased, but she lived to her 90s, and she loved the Barsetshire series, the Barsetshire novels, and she had the whole lot, and honestly she was going to leave them to me. I never got them because one of her family relations got in the way of that. That doesn't matter too much, but she knew that I loved her book collection. So there we are. It says Trollope's whatever. What does it say? It's about requited and unrequited love, disgrace, scandal, and near disgrace, with a delightful leavening of wit and social satire, in a complicated but lively plot that has delighted generations of readers, and that's lovely. So I need to give Anthony Trollope another go. Obviously, Thomas Hardy being my second favourite author of all times, even though I wouldn't say any of his novels are up there in my top two anyway, not even necessarily in my top three, quite possibly the third. I don't get me on that because I'd have to really think it through. But I love Return, and the atmosphere in Return of the Native is just wonderful. And it says both powerful and sombre, sometimes considered the most representative of Hardy's novels. I live very close to, or reasonably close, excuse my awful nails at the moment, they are in a terrible state, that one broke. But I read Thomas Hardy's, I'm fairly near to Dartmoor, the sort of barren moors, mile upon mile of, and I really felt that when I read Return of the Native, then coincidentally I visited Dartmoor and stayed there. I really felt that got the atmosphere of Dartmoor very much in Return of the Native. I won't sort of go too much into. I need to revisit this. I love the coziness, but the way he gets the sort of the not colloquialism, but the sort of vernacular of the local people that who he really gets it, and it's just wonderful. But I do find his sentences you kind of read and then reread and sort of go over again. You can't just like whip through it at high speed. I really love to immerse myself in it very much. There we go. Let's, as Eustacia despairingly cries, I was capable of much, but I've been injured and blighted and crushed by things beyond my control. Well, that's one aspect of the novel. Don't just think that's the only aspect. There's just far, far more. But I can relate to that. It's almost as if Eustacia is speaking on my behalf. Here we have a piece of knitting. Now, I didn't knit this. I did this bit. I mean, I crocheted these flowers at the end of this little skinny scarf. But I did that on my Addi cranking hand cranker, I call it, machine. This is just a quick way to just do that level of knit. It's double, it's like a circle, and then you put it together to form the skinny scarf. But before we talk about that, let's read this lovely poem by Clive Rishi, Starfish. Starfish, starfish sparkling white, did you fall out of the night where you were you once a star above, come to see the earth you love, to see the people here below, to let them touch you so they know that there are stars inside the sea, that stars are just like you and me, that there are stars along the beach beneath our feet, within our reach. Starfish, starfish, sparkling white, did you fall out of the night? What a beautiful poem. I've got just part of my little collection of library of children's books. That's from Oxford University Press, just a little pamphlet set of poems there. Anyway, I've just made this for somebody. It's her birthday tomorrow. I'd already done this on my cranking machine a year ago, hadn't finished the flowers. I did the crocheted these this morning, 3 strands of cotton double knit together, and the instruction for this flower is easily on YouTube. It's called Beginner Basic Flower, crochet flower. You can easily find it. It's a yellow flower if you happen to be looking. But sticking 3 strands together, and I used I think a 5.5 or a 6.5 needle. I've got quite a nice size. So that's the scarf, and I just hope my friend, obviously that's the back of it a little bit, but I hope she likes it. And if she doesn't, she can donate it to somebody who might enjoy it. It's a skinny scarf, really soft, because this, I think this colour is also pistachio or fern green or whatever, but it's Stylecraft Aran, and it's the softest, but it's nice and thick and lovely. So there we have George Eliot's Middlemarch, Anthony Trollope's A Small House at Allington, Thomas Hardy, Return of the Native, and a lovely poem by Clive Rishi. And there we go. Thank you for viewing what I am trying to create as some form of booktube channel. Thank you.